On your screen, the Indian markets are at the day's lowest point, 0.8% or rather 0.9% downtick coming in for the Indian markets. You have heavyweights that are falling. Actually, Reliance Industries has fallen excess of about 1.5%. So that's kind of dragging on the Nifty. You have HUL that's seeing a decline. Mahindra & Mahindra over the last 15 minutes has seen a sharper fall. Lupin, HPCL, all of them seeing a sharp knock in trade today. Even the PSU banking index is also seeing some sort of a rub off on that particular front. So you can see PSU banking index and stocks in that particular index actually declining in today's trading session. 1.7% downtick coming in for the PSU bank index. Key to note is that you have a tad bit of underperformance coming in from Nifty Bank. Now that is down about 1% compared to the benchmark indices. The only shade of green that you will see on the screen today, and as of now, it's only the pharma index which is holding on to gains of about 0.1%, mild set of gains coming in, but the only sectoral indices that is actually holding on to some sort of green on the screen today. But remember that the Nifty has been in a range and will remain in a range for a bit. But when are we going to expect that Nifty will be breaking out of the range? And if it breaks out, which side of the range will it come out? Let's listen in to Nikunj Dalmia, who is the managing editor of ET Now and ET Now Swadesh, as well as Kunal Bothra, explaining exactly that to us.
We are in a range. We will be in a range, but we will not be in a range for an extended period of time. And that is what I think the last 2 year history has told us, that it's not for the first time, Kunal, and I'm not talking about data which is once upon a time. This data is only limited to last 2 years, or 2.5 years, when we were in a vibrant bull market.
Absolutely.
In a vibrant bull market also, ranges have happened in the past.
Absolutely.
So there is nothing to feel sad, worried, unhappy or dismissive about it.
Well, absolutely right, Nikunj. You've hit the nail on the head.
Absolutely 3 times.
You've hit the nail on the head because the range is also 3 times what we are discussing. So, in every kind of a market trend, there's a theoretical assumption that out of 12 months, we said that the markets trend for 3 to 4 months, and the remaining 6 to 7 months, the markets broadly remain to a narrow kind of a tight range. So even the data over here alludes something very similar. Even in the vibrant bull markets of 2020 second half, 21, 22 first half, there was good amount of evidence that the markets went to a range. This is the classical point. So what we've taken as an assumption is that the markets remain to a range for 3 months period, and the range is broadly 3% to 2% plus or minus the median point for the index.
How different is this range or this current period patch of the market from the previous periods we've analyzed?
So again, very good point. The 3 comparisons which we've done, the 3 points where the Nifty has entered into a range is completely different.
Okay.
So for example, the first one, which was the March and the May period of 2021, the Nifty entered into a very strong uptrend. We consolidated and then we broke out immediately post a 2-month, 3-month consolidation. The second was in the month of June, July 2021. Again, a period where the markets remained to a range. This time you won't believe the range was just 350 points, 2% on the Nifty, and we spent more than 3 months remaining to a very tight band. Again, we broke out immediately on the upside. The third one was intriguing because we managed to rise up higher. We spent some time consolidating. We fell first immediately, and then we resurrected and we managed to come back towards 18,000 mark. So the 3 historical references are completely different than this time around, because here we have gone to a range falling by more than 1,000 points first.
So just to wrap it up, Kunal, now you will not be in this range permanently.
Correct.
What we are trying to perhaps analyze for our viewers is that what would be the eventual, which side of the range you will come out? Because if you will come out with a downward bias, then I think the downside will get only amplified and multiplied. If you come on the upside, then the automatic upside, once you come out of this range, whenever we do, I think automatically would be strong. Based on your analysis, do you think what are the, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances that this will be a breakout range or it will break down?
So the chances are very much high, looking at the historical comparison, that the breakout should be on the upside. Upside.
Okay, so you are making a
yeah, in fact, this data over here suggests very similar.
Okay, let's walk through the data, and I think this is the sum and summary, if you frankly ask me, of what we're trying to bring out. It is not for the first time this market has seen a range. The best of the bull market, which is the 2021 and 2022 bull market, where everything went up like a bazooka, it was almost like a V-shaped rally, saw 3 ranges.
Okay, and let's just talk about AMC stocks. What is actually happening there, because mutual funds have raised cash holdings amid uncertainty. Is it worth holding AMC stocks? The cash holdings are actually at a 2-year high. Let's go across to Sharad and actually understand why are mutual funds turning to this to cash That is our BNS and Lens topic. Sharad, firstly explain us what is happening in this space.
Well, yes, as per report by Motilal Oswal, that the average 20 mutual fund houses, their average cash holdings has been taken as per their AUMs. And do remember, it's coming at almost a 2-year high levels. Now, this is coming at almost 5.9% of the total AUM. Of course, the major reason being the rising uncertainty. But let's look at the important reasons why the mutual fund houses are holding high levels of cash flows. And of course, do remember, the first thing is the valuation part. That's the valuation of benchmark indices are still on the higher side as analysts are estimating. And if you look at the benchmark indices, that is also trading at almost 25% premium to the emerging markets. Apart from this, looking at the market sentiment, that is still weak, and the technical analysts say it's expected to remain range bound in the coming months. Apart from this, even the macroeconomic data, that is also not very encouraging as such, and there is a lack of triggers coming in the market. But now let's look at the entire flow of how the cash flow holdings have been there for the top mutual fund houses. And of course, in the month of January last year itself, the numbers were below the 5% mark, but they have been steadily increasing. And if we see for the months of October as well as for the month of November, the numbers have been above the 5.8% mark, and this time for the month of February, it currently stands at 5.9%.
Thank you so much for that, Sharad. And AMCs has been one particular space where we have a lot of interest coming in from our viewers because this particular space has been seeing consolidation forever. So let me bring on board our experts today. We have Kunal Bothra as well as Shahina Mukaddam joining us on the show to explain exactly what should you do if you have AMC stocks in your portfolio. So first, Kunal, very good morning to you as well as Shahina. And Kunal, what should viewers do in these AMC packs? Because off late, we've had a lot of them ask us about Nippon Life AMC or HDFC AMC. A lot of them have seen consolidation, rather have not seen any money-making opportunities in these particular counter. Where do you see the technicals now for them?
No, I think it's not consolidation forever, but it's correction forever for these stocks because, for example, Nippon Life Asset Management, the stock actually topped out in October 2021. That was the first point when the markets had actually topped out, first at the 18,000 plus mark. Now, the stock at that point was 450 plus levels. And from there on, if you look at the charts for the stock, it's been a consistent downtrend. Doesn't come as a surprise that the other two names, the two prominent ones, HDFC AMC as well as Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC, even that stock has gone into a correction. So as you can see in the charts, the cumulative trend for the last 1.5 years for these AMC names has been on the downside. These stocks have reversed not just a 2-year uptrend, but more than that. I think some of the stocks have come back towards 2019 lows for themselves. So that itself indicates that the trend for these stocks would continue to be bearish, and it's always better to try and exit these stocks rather than getting into a hope that there would be any kind of a revival.
Okay. That's Kunal's view. Maybe, you could exit the stock instead of hoping for a revival. Shaina, very good morning to you. And what is your view coming in on these AMC stocks then? Do you concur with Kunal, or do you think maybe, after this correction, it's the right time that we should be looking at these stocks fundamentally?
I concur with Kunal. I think now is not the best of times to get into any AMC stocks. And if one is holding, definitely one can look to book, maybe exit and then relook at it a couple of quarters down the line. See, the demand for, AMCs and financial products, investments in the financial sector is definitely the market, is likely to grow substantially because the percentage of savings that Indians have in financial products is low. So there is no doubt that the opportunity in the long term is huge. But if you look at the next couple of quarters, there are likely some headwinds that are likely to hit these companies, both in terms of you have increased competition that is coming from fintech firms. Also, this is impacting the earnings. The yields are coming off. Government policy has been changing, is fluid, and that may somewhat affect the medium-term inflows into mutual funds. So I think all these factors are likely to put a pressure in terms of growth in AUMs as well as earnings. So I would say that given that the valuations are very rich currently, one should stay away. But let us say that, the stocks correct. Like, for example, my top pick would be HDFC AMC for the very long term and at substantial lower levels from current levels. So let us us say it declines by about 10 to 15% from here, then definitely one could look at, because it is run by a very strong management. Also, in terms of potential for growth, it definitely looks good, except that valuations are expensive. So I will concur with Kunal. Now is not the best time to be in AMC stocks.
Right. Shaheen, so let me ask you a follow-up question. And the only reason that I like to ask you the follow-up question is the fact that we've had a lot of viewers who've been asking day in and day out, and especially on one particular counter, and that is Nippon Life AMC. So I wanted to know what's your view on it. In case you're already invested in these counters, now what should you do? Should you continue to hold even if you're making a loss on these names, or should you exit?
Well, Nippon is similar to HDFC AMC. It is, the second best bet in the overall segment, but I would not be invested even in Nippon as of now.
All right, so then that's the view coming in from Shaheen, and we'll get your feed fixed. So till then, we will take a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. But viewers, when we come back, we will take all of your stock-related queries, so please don't go anywhere.
Powered by Housing.
Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you all the answers for your stock-related queries. But before we move on to our query segment, we have our experts today, Kunal Bothra as well as Shahina Muqaddam. And Shahina, before we proceed with all the queries, what should retail investors do in such a market scenario to keep their wealth protected? Because we've been range-bound for over 2 weeks now, and today we are seeing a sharp fall in the markets. And so in such a market scenario, what should investors do?
Leverage at all in the current times because market direction is a bit uncertain. We have a lot of news, sentiment news items that could affect overall sentiment in the market for the medium term. Like you have the interest rates going up, you have some bit of selling that is coming in from some of the funds, foreign funds. So I would be very selective. At the same time, I would rather prefer being in large caps than in small caps, given the current volatility in the markets.
Okay, and on that note, let's get started then with all your stock-related queries. If you have not sent us your queries, you can send us your queries either on YouTube, our WhatsApp number, or even our Twitter page. So get started and send us all your queries. And the first query, Kunal, I'm going to start with you. We have this query on United Spirits coming in from Raman from Chennai. They want to know, is it a good time to actually buy United Spirits at the current level?
Well, I would not advise so because I believe that the stock has been a big underperformer. I think at current levels of 745.50 approximately. In fact, even last week or so when the stock was at 780 levels, my advice was to either exit the stock or not buy at those levels. I would still maintain that stance even at lower levels for United Spirits. My belief is that the stock could probably fall below the 700 mark. So I think a better level to buy the stock would be sub the 700 levels.
All right, this one's coming from Satya, and Satya wants an advice on the best undervalued IT stock in the large and mid-cap space for minimum 1 year of investment. And in case he wants to buy in 2 different tranches, what would be the right price for it? Shahina, will you be able to help him with this one?
I think you can go divide between both the two, leading stocks like TCS and Infosys. I think at current levels, Infosys looks slightly better for the shorter term, but I think both look good because I think the growth is definitely visible for both of them. Very good order book position. I think they will report a decent set of earnings going forward. So you can take a pick with either of the two.
Subrata from Kolkata wants to know, is it the right time to actually buy Godrej Properties or Ambuja Cements? They have a medium-term holding period.
Well, I would avoid Ambuja Cements because of the fact that the stock is already in terms of thick of news flow. Godrej Properties, on the other hand, the stock has fallen very sharply. I think it was the first real estate stock to top out from 2,500 level start of 2021, and now the stock has more than halved. So I think at current levels looks attractive purely in terms of risk reward. So out of the two, I would probably prefer Godrej Properties.
Okay, Kunal, this one is coming from Manish Raju, Deepak Fertilizers and Zenzar Tech. He wants to know whether it's good to buy these counters for a period of few months, and if so, if you could help with some entry levels.
Well, I would suggest yes, both these stocks are attractive. Deepak Fertilizer has come back towards a major support of 630. Zensar Tech, on the other hand, I think if I'm not wrong, the stock has done exceptionally well in the last 1 month or so, risen above the 200 DMA. So I think both these stocks are attractive.
Shaina, the next query we have is coming in from Venkata Rao from Visakhapatnam. They're holding Deepak Fertilizer shares at 730 rupees, 400 shares, as well as L&T Financial Holdings, 1,800 shares at 126 rupees. Now, in both these, they're making huge losses. Fundamentally, how are the stocks looking like? Can they continue to hold this for a long term? Sell or average? What should they be doing then?
Well, I would not average at current levels. Deepak Fertilizers, I would look to average it at slightly lower levels. I would say something like a 680 would be a better, 580 would be a better level to average it. But I would prefer Deepak Fertilizers among the two.
From Santi, and firstly, Santi wants to really thank you, Kunal, for your advice on PNC Infra, where you had told him to exit and he did secure his profits on this particular front. But now he wants to know what is a good entry point to re-enter PNC Infra, or do you suggest any other counters that he can look to enter right now for risk-reward opportunity and structural growth performance that is expected going forward?
So I would still not be bullish on PNC Infra, at least as of now. The concern, as I said some time back as well, the indicators had started to show signs of reversal, and that may not generally not be a good sign. So we'll have to wait out to see how this correction pans out, whether this is just a mediocre correction for the stock, or whether there could be more exaggerated correction, say in the next couple of weeks. So I'll probably wait out for maybe another week or so, and then take a call on PNC Infra. As of now, would not suggest a buy. In terms of the other pick, I think one of the stock which has done reasonably well is Voltas. I think the stock has done quite exceptionally well from this 800 mark to gradually moving above the 900 levels. Today the stock has confirmed a breakout above the 200-day moving average. Buy on dips is what I would advise, starting from current levels for Voltas.
Shaina, the next query is coming in from Satyaveni from Visakhapatnam. They want to know, can they purchase Bharat Bijli, Poonawalla Fincorp and IDFC First Bank for a long term? Any of them is suggestible to buy?
Well, I think both are looking decent at current levels. Poonawalla Fincorp also looks decent even if you buy it at current levels. You can buy it with a target of about medium term 320, and I would say even IDFC First Bank looks good at current levels. So both look decent for the medium to longer term.
BASF, Nino wants to know whether is it time to enter for the short term trade?
Well, yeah, you can look to enter the stock at current levels, 2,300 approximately is where it's trading. 2,200 was the last week low for BASF. If I'm not wrong, that was the point where the volumes had shot up higher and the indicators were oversold. That's generally a classical sign of a short-term bottom in place. But then, don't be too much. Don't have too much of expectation in terms of the high returns for the stock price, because given the market scenario, we can just expect a meager bounce to take place into stock like BASF. So you have to be very nimble-footed over here. You can look to buy at current levels, but 2,450, 500 could be a near-term target range which you can look to eye upon.
Shaina, the next query is coming from Rakesh from Jabalpur, and this one is on Kaya Limited. Currently, it's on a lifetime low, but fundamentally, do you think the company is good enough to look at for investing for a long term?
Well, it's a very small cap company and a very niche player. So if one is invested in the stock, I mean, one can remain invested. I don't see too much of a downside from here, given that it has already corrected a lot. One can continue to hold it. Please keep a stop loss close to about 275.
You can see on the side of your screen, you have the NSE MD and CEO Ashish Chauhan addressing at an ASSOCHAM event. Let's hear out.
More mobiles, more everything. So that's going to be another sort of reasons why India is going to be in a great place. The third part is what I call dematerialization of wealth. Earlier, the wealth used to be in physicality. You have to have these great halls and great buildings, and today your wealth is here, right? In your mobiles, and all sorts of non-physical things have become more wealth-oriented, and that's where basically I'm in a way going beyond time. But I just wanted you to be aware. Some other time we can talk about what this dematerialization of wealth is. But large portion of wealth over next 25 years will be basically which you can't touch but you can feel. Experiential kind of wealth. And again, India is going to be pioneer because young people are going to create this wealth because they learn newer technology, they get funded by the exchanges, they create great wealth, India gets that wealth and becomes number one in the market capitalization going forward. And of course the technology adoption, because we are a young country, 4G, 5G, 6G, whatever happens, we will adapt first. America is not going to adapt. So we get impressed by their highways and their buildings. They get impressed by our UPI and other things, provided they get to experience. Otherwise, it's only a talk, right? So for me today, India is the number one country in what I call soft infrastructure.
Okay, on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Don't go anywhere because we will be continuing with your stock-related queries after this break as well.
Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. This is the show where we solve all your stock-related queries. Keep it going with the queries. And Kunal, we have Sandeep from Punjab who wants to know on Tea and Petronet. They're holding 400 shares at a price of 89 rupees. What should they be doing with this now?
I don't see any reason to hold on to the stock. I think it's a stock which has consistently gotten into a downtrend. 2021, the stock made a high of 150, and it's corrected almost 40 to 50% from those levels. So doesn't make sense to hold on to the stock as of now, but suggest an exit.
All right, this one is coming to you, Shahina. This one is from Soumitra, and yes, apologies, Soumitra, not been taking your queries of late, but he's asking about Thyrocare. Given the fact that you track this particular counter, he's saying that he wants to know if your view has changed on Thyrocare, because now the stock has moved from 1,500 right up to 475 rupees per share.
Well, I don't know. My view has not changed. I think after this, massive fall that the stock has seen, I think at current levels one can continue to hold. It is now part of a platform company, and I think the opportunity is big for the sector. So one can continue holding at current levels.
Kunal, Bharat wants your view on HPL Power. They want to know, should they be looking to enter this one for a short term? If yes, then could you give a stop loss as well for this?
Yeah, you may look to enter the stock. I think it's done reasonably well. In fact, it's also done exceptionally well from the 2020 lows, where the stock has multiplied more than 10 to 15 times from that 2020 lows. Short-term wise, you may look out for maybe 100 as a near-term stop loss. That's a 5-day, 4-day swing low for HPL Power. So keep that 100 or 99.5 approximately as a stop loss. And on the upside, you may look out for 112 to 115 as a target range.
Okay, this one is coming from Sailesh, and he's writing to us from Uttar Pradesh. He wants to know whether it's a good time to invest in Reliance Industries for the long term. What's your take on this one, Shahina? Because I know that Kunal had a buy call on Reliance Industries this morning on the markets, but what's your take on Reliance Industries?
Yeah, I think it's a portfolio stock, and the dips can be used to add to the stock. I think Jio is doing pretty well, and also you have the FMCG business that is catching up. So I think one can look at investing for the longer term.
Kunal, we have Veni, who is a senior citizen from Hyderabad, wants to know what are the safe levels to enter BHEL and NCC.
Well, I think BHEL, the stock has come back towards a major retracement support. I think 66, 67 could be a good zone where you can look to buy BHEL. NCC, on the other hand, the stock is still slight distance away from its key support point. I think 84 or 85 is the previous swing support for NCC. So that could be a zone where you may look to buy.
Okay, Kunal, this one is coming in from Amarjeet, and he's saying that he had 1,000 shares of Federal Bank, which he had purchased at 72 rupees per share, and then went ahead and sold them at a level of 133 rupees per share, which is at a good profit. Now he's considering to buy Federal Bank again. Do you think that it's a good move to do? Also, at what level should he buy again for a positional trade?
So 120, if I'm not wrong, was the previous swing support for Federal Bank. And in this kind of a market scenario, it seems like the stocks would retest the previous swing lows or maybe go slight distance below those levels. So I think a better level to buy Federal Bank again would be if the stock scales below the 120 mark, that could be a point where you need to consider buying on dips.
Shaina, we had Ansar who had bought Sun Pharma at an average price of 1,000 rupees per share for the long term. Is it good to actually continue holding this one, or should they be selling or averaging, or what is your view on this?
Well, I think you can continue holding it, but please don't average it at current levels. I think it would be better to average it close to about 850, 900 type of levels.
Okay, this one is from Hamza. Hamza is writing from Coimbatore and has 60 shares of CDSL at an average price of 1215 rupees per share. That's 1,215 rupees per share. Can Hamza look to add some more at current market price, Shahina, because she is a long-term investor?
Here again, I think it's a good holding, but don't average at current levels. I would still wait for lower levels to average it. Somewhere close to about 820, 830 would be a good level to average it at.
Okay. Kunal, the next query, actually we have a couple of short-term and long-term queries on ONGC, but I'm going to come to you first, Kunal, and this one is from K. Parthasarthi, senior citizen from Chennai. They're holding 200 shares of ONGC at an average price of 180 rupees per share. Should they continue to hold, sell, average? What's your view on this?
I think you should continue to hold on, and I think maybe 148, 49 could be a point where you may look to average. That could be maybe 2%, 3% low from current levels. It's a stock which is getting into a decent uptrend. Over the last 2-3 months, the stock has recovered from 130 levels to 150 plus. So the near-term correction could probably give an opportunity to maybe buy or average and lower your cost price. 147.48 could be a zone where you may look to buy.
And Shaina, I'm going to come to you for the same one in terms of ONGC. We have a couple of viewers who want to know, is it a good time to buy this one for the long term also then?
Yeah, I think one can look to buy it for the medium to longer term at current levels. Oil prices are stabilizing, so I think ONGC should do well in the medium term.
All right. This next one is coming in from Jayakrishnan, and Jayakrishnan wants to know about Coromandel International for the medium term. Already purchased at the price of 920 rupees per share. Kunal, what should he do with this?
Well, I would suggest to hold on. The stock is consolidating, so no major change of trend for the stock. The low the stock had made was, I think, a month and a half out back around 840 mark. It's recovered towards 920, 930 and now come back towards 900 levels. So because of the fact that the stock has already made a previous swing low, you can look to hold on to your investments as of now.
Okay. The next query is from Sunil G from Muscat, and Shaina, this one is on GSFC. How is it looking like in terms of the business-wise? Fundamentally, is it a good time to look at this stock for the long term?
Well, yeah, I think with gas prices stabilizing, having come down, I think GSFC should do better. It's a small cap, just the market cap is about 5,100 crores, and valuations are very attractive after the stock has corrected. Valuations at a PE of just about 4 times is pretty attractive. So for the current year, so one can continue holding, and even one can buy it for the medium to longer term.
Okay, this one is coming from Swayam, and this one is for you, Kunal. Wants a view on Nifty expiry levels. He doesn't want to ask anything about stocks, and also he's thanked you for February stock reviews that you had given for him.
Thank you so much for that. On the Nifty expiry, I think the last 4-5 days of price action signals that the selling is quite intense in the stock specific as well as on the index front. Now, ideally in this kind of a scenario, even though the indicators go into an oversold territory, there would be minor periodic bounces, but the effective strategy for traders would be to sell on rise. So I think looking at that, my belief is that the expiry could be maybe closer to 17,500 or slightly lower than that. The view could be negated if we close above the 17,725 mark on the spot levels, which is I think around 75 to 80 points away from current zone. So 17,725 remains to be a litmus point. If we don't close above those levels, then possibility of a further correction by tomorrow could be very much likely for the Nifty.
Okay, Shaina, we have the next query, and this one is coming in from Pratiksha from Oman, and this one is on, they're asking you to suggest two stock names in the data analytics and data related shares. Anything that you would be suggesting that looks interesting to buy for the long term?
If I have to recommend a platform stock, let's put it like that, I would prefer Reddington, which is not exactly a data analytical stock, but yes, I think there the valuations are attractive and the growth is robust. So that would be one stock that I would look at. And, maybe you can look at, I'm not saying data analytics, one cannot be really, like I don't have any specific stock in that area, but one can look at Hindustan Aeronautics. I think in the defense space, that's another stock that looks decent.
All right, this one is coming in from Seema, and she wants a good entry level for the medium term for Bata, Kunal.
The Bata has been a disappointing stock. I remember, I think almost a month or back when the stock was at 1550 mark, the indicators had come back into an oversold territory. My expectation was that probably the stock or the selling would stall for the stock, but then it's fallen another 10% from those levels. And that's a sure indication that the selling is not yet over for the stock price. I'll wait out for a point till the stock crosses about the 1550 mark. Only about those levels is where I would recommend a buy.
Shaina, the next query is from Bharatwaj from Coimbatore. This is on a BSC. They are holding 80 shares at an average price of 461 rupees. Can they add more at the current price if they're looking to hold for a period of 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, you can, but please buy it at dips. And it definitely, after this huge correction that the stock has seen, post its bonus a year back, I think one can, buy it and hold it for the medium to longer term.
Okay, this next one is coming in from Vimla George, and she wants to know about FACT. Already has 500 shares at a price of around 60 rupees per share. Wants to know whether it makes sense for her to go ahead and sell this right now or wait for the stock to come back to the previous high levels, Kunal?
Well, I would suggest to exit, these kind of high-flying stocks, and I think we've advised time and again that stocks which rally up significantly high in a short span of time, they're bound to get into a correction. We've seen so many examples of that in the last 6 months, 1 year, as well as 2 years. So, same would be a stance for FACT, would suggest an exit.
Kunal, I'm going to come to you. This query is from Ravi from Vijayawada, and they want to invest 1 lakh rupees in one stock for a short term. They've given some names that they're looking at: Bank of Baroda, PFC, or Tata Power. Which one would you suggest?
Well, out of the three, I think Tata Power looks to be more stabler one, because I think the stock has come back towards a major support point of 200. So I think that's a stock which I would probably pick out of the three.
Okay, this one is coming from Tripta and wants to know between MTA Tech and Paras Defense, which one should she buy at current market price for the medium term? What's your take on this one, Shahina? MTA Tech or Paras Defense? Which one do you think stands out for a fresh buy right now?
I would say MTA Tech looks, in my view, looks better. You can buy it at current levels and keep a stop loss of somewhere close to 1,600.
Kunal, Rashmin from UAE wants to know your view on Engineers India. They are holding the shares, 500 shares at 79 rupees. They're making a loss. Should they be holding it or book the loss?
Yeah, the recent swing low for Engineers India was 72. That was hit in the month of December, in the last week of December, if I'm not wrong. And I think from there, the stock had risen up to 90 levels. So it's coming towards the retest of 72 mark. As of now, would suggest a hold. But if the stock doesn't hold below that 72 levels and breaks below those levels, then I think you could look to exit.
All right, on that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now, with the note that the markets are actually drifting much lower. You have now in broader markets down about 1%, but we'll come back and answer all of your stock-related queries after the break.
आग को फैलने से रोकना.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, and let's continue taking all of your stock-related queries. And the next one that I have is coming in from Nitya. Tata Teleservices and Thomas Cook. Kunal, she's suffering losses on both of these counters. Should she average, or what should be her strategy in this one?
I think you should look to exit both of these stocks. They've been underperformers, and doesn't look like any major bounce or recovery could be at play for both of these names. So I would suggest an exit.
Okay, Shaina, the next query is coming in from Venkat, and this one is from Hyderabad. They want your long-term view on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank and South India Bank. Which one is looking attractive to invest in?
Well, I think I would invest in neither of the two. As I said earlier, I would prefer the large caps, both in NBFCs as well as banks. I would prefer a DCB if one was to ask which is my preference.
What's your take, or rather, actually, I'll take this one to you, Shahina, because we spoke about CDSL, we spoke about AMCs, but KJ Singh wants to know, does it make sense to invest in CDSL and CAMS for the longer term, given the fact that you have AMCs that are getting impacted?
Well, if one wants to invest, I would look at much lower levels because shorter term, it looks like it can go a bit down. Look at maybe 850, lower than, around 10 to 15% lower levels to invest.
Kunal, Dev from Chennai wants to know, is it the right time to accumulate ITD Cementation and Manali Petrochem?
Well, yeah, ITD Cementation I think is a good stock. The stock has done reasonably well. Somehow, the stock has also come back towards a major support point. So, I think from 145 levels, the stock has come back towards 100, which is again a major support point for the stock. You may look to buy the stock at current levels. Manali Petro, I would recommend to avoid or not to look out for buying at current levels.
Okay, this one is coming in from Chandrakant. UFO Movies, 100 shares at a price of 306 rupees per share. Shaina wants to know whether he should go ahead and book his losses or average for the longer term. The holding period is 3 to 5 years.
Well, it's a very, very small cap, just about 300 crores of market cap. I would really exit the stock.
Anil from Bangalore wants your short-term outlook on Container Corp.
Well, Container Corporation has underperformed. In fact, I think the last 2 months or 3 months, the correction has been very sharp for Container Corp from 820 levels to 587. So, ideally, you should try and stay away from these kind of names till the time a major bottom is in play, which doesn't look like the case as of now.
All right, with that, let's kickstart with the rapid fire then. And this one is coming your way, Kunal. Dhiraj is asking about RFC. He's in 15% profit. Should he exit or look to continue to hold on to it? 2,000 shares, the price of 22.
Well, a tough one, but as of now, I would suggest to book out profits. Maybe if the stock corrects by another 10% from current levels, you may look to buy back.
Raghavendra from Bangalore wants your long-term view on Paras Defence. Is it advisable to continue to stay invested in Paras Defence? They're holding it at 670 rupees per share.
I would switch from Paras Defence to Hindustan Aeronautics.
Okay, Chandan wants to know about Dilip Buildcon. 1,250 is the buy price. Should he book loss at current market price, Kunal?
Yes, I think it's a good time to exit.
Okay. Shaina, Rajan from Delhi wants your view on J Kumar Infra as well as Ahluwalia Contractor, which is a better buy at current levels for the long term.
For the long term, I would prefer J Kumar, but at lower levels, not at current levels. Closer to about 300 and 235 would be a better bet.
Okay, Kunal, Anuradha has 233 shares of NBCC at a price of around 55 rupees per share. Does it make to average NBCC at current market price or sell at loss?
Well, I would not suggest an average. You can hold on to existing quantity. Maybe about 36 levels is where you may look to average again.
Okay. Nitin from Bangalore wants your view on Paytm. They bought 400 shares at 686 rupees. Kunal, should they hold or sell?
Looking at the recent recovery and the rally for the stock, I think it's a good time where you should look to hold or maybe even average sub 600 mark.
Okay, Sudeep wants to know a fresh buy between Federal Bank versus Poonawalla FinCorp. Which one makes sense to buy right now? For the longer term, what's your take, Shaina?
I would prefer Federal Bank for the medium to longer term, but both look good.
Kunal, Anjali, who is a senior citizen from Chandigarh, is holding 50 shares of Angel One at 1,460 rupees. What should they do? Should they look to average?
Well, not to average as of now. Maybe the stock can fall below the 1,000 odd levels. That could probably be a better level to enter.
Okay, let me squeeze in this one from Hemant. The Borosil Renewables, 20 shares at the price of 594 rupees per share. Should he look to accumulate or average the counter? What's your take, Kunal?
I would suggest to just hold on to existing quantity as of now. 425 could be a level where you need to buy or average.
Okay, and with that, we are absolutely out of time for taking your stock-related queries and the rapid fire. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Shaina, for joining in with us. And thank you so much, viewers, for tuning in to ET Now. It's a goodbye from Cheryl, myself, as well as the team who put the show together.
Start your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.
Weakness in global markets spills over to Dalal Street. Benchmarks extend opening losses, see 1% cuts as all the sectors lag with declines. Real estate stocks and PSU banking names are one of the biggest drags. It's the class of 2021, the companies that went public in that year. PB Fintech CEO and co-founder Yash Dahya says they will be PAT positive for full year on an FY24 basis in a special series on ET Now. Adds that they have 5,000 crore worth of cash which will continue to generate interest income, and they have not been burning cash of late. Metals continue to carry a significant downside risk, says Neelkant Mishra of Credit Suisse in a note, but he adds that China reopening has triggered renewed interest in the sector, says that valuations are not expensive right now. NMDC Steel on fire after it listed on the bourses on Monday. Management tells ET Now that they will see a better performance in the fourth quarter as demand remains robust. Wockhardt meanwhile surges after the management sounds an optimistic note about their growth in the con call. US retail giants are bracing for a slowdown. Walmart and Home Depot flag a weakening demand and flat sales for the foreseeable future, blaming it on the rising macro uncertainty. Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets at Noon on ET Now. I'm Anisha Jain. Well, for the markets, we are under pressure at the moment. Pankaj, we have the Nifty, which is down almost 180 points, 1% cut coming in there, and the